Oh my gosh, we made it. This is nuts. I have never done a YouTube live before, so this whole process took a little longer than I anticipated. So I apologize, but we made it. So I'm super happy to be here. I'm just gonna like wait. I'm 6 minutes late to my own party, so I'm just gonna wait a minute and see if anyone wants to come in, and then we'll get started. But the gist of why I'm doing a YouTube live is that I consistently get the pushes to, do different things in different spaces because other people need the opportunities to drop in and like different times and whatever. So I'm trying to switch things up to make sure that I'm reaching as many people as possible. So that's my whole shtick. And lately, with the energy updates that I've been doing for my Patreon community, which has been astronomically beautiful, it's been like mind-blowingly amazing. Um, I've known that there's like some big message that like has to come out for everybody. So I was like, okay, we have to do a live somewhere, and YouTube just seems the place to do it. So I'm really grateful for everyone who does show up today for this live reading, and you have the opportunity to have, like personal questions answered or cards pulled for you. So today's a good day for that. And I'll actually just hop on the Instagram real quick so we can be together in this multiverse. This is so funny. This is so much. All right, guys, after a couple of small technical difficulties, we are finally live. Ah! It's like screenception. So if you guys want any personal like cards pulled or anything over the next hour, feel free to drop in onto my YouTube live. We will be sharing some updated messages, and you can see where this filter is coming in. That's hilarious. And all that fun stuff. So yeah, make sure you drop in over the next hour. Push the buttons. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to just be present and be showing up in another way that could be really useful. So let's see. Mm. All right, so right off the bat, I have all my decks over here, so I figured I'd just be like present and see like what needed to come through, but I already know which one we have to start with. So we will start here. And what I love about this deck in particular, and for those of you who are interested in Tarot and Oracle, this is the Threads of Fate Lumen Edition Oracle. It is such a freaking stunning, gorgeous deck. It's worth every penny. I think this one was a little bit more on the pricey side, but it's worth it. I mean, the artwork and the messages are amazing. And what I love about the messages is it has so many different aspects depending on which part of the deck you're using. So we'll see what comes through right now. I see 3, so if we could have the 3 come out that we need to hear from. Right off the bat, we have Strength. Ooh, I got the chills. A lot of you could be working with dragon energy. Like off bat, that's what I'm getting. Like you guys have this like really incredible inner strength. Okay, we're probably gonna be channeling. So just bear with me. But some of you guys who end up watching this, you really do connect with dragon energy very well. This is a very, very, very powerful personal totem. I'm feeling it a lot like in my chest, in my like heart and solar plexus area. So there is just this innate strength within you guys. Just so much like fire, and I feel like lately you've kind of been resurrected. Like whenever you watch this, you have this, you're experiencing this feeling of like resurrecting and coming forth and like being yourself, like honoring like your true whole self, which is incredibly powerful. um there's just so much warrior energy here. There's so much literal strength. And you are very, very rooted in and connected to like your lineage, your ancestry, like this earth, there's just so much connection that you have. So much beautiful connection. I love this so much. I believe this is also the hemp plant. So this is what I was talking about with the aspects. It has let's see, strength is here on page 30. Yeah, earth. So really being like rooted in Mother Gaia and being connected. Oh, it's sycamore. Ooh, and okay, all right. So I'm going to read this whole thing because I know that there's pieces that are going to be really necessary for different people. Also, just want to get the like light on me so y'all can see me. I apologize. The lighting isn't the absolute best. This card indicates a time where you need to tap into your reserve of strength and resilience. There may be things coming up in your life right now that require your courage and the willingness to be uncomfortable. Our ability to adjust to any transition, loss, or change will depend on our patience in riding out the storm. I feel like you guys know this about yourselves. You've probably been through a lot in your life. You've probably at a point where you're just like, I'm fucking over it. I'm done being strong. But like, you can't help it. That is who you innately are. That is who you have built yourself to be. So this is just an aspect of self that you have actually cultivated. And it's time to really take pride in that and like sit with that and be like, this is who I am and this is how I show up. So really coming up really strong for yourself right now. And I, it's interesting because the Orca message is this like duality of like ferocity, but also being like a gentle giant. Um, Also, like, the strength in community. So, there's 2 things there. One, it's you gain a lot of strength from being a very balanced person. Like, you know you have that inner fire, you know you have that lightness and brightness. So, one of your biggest strengths is actually coming into communion with those 2 and connecting them, and balancing them out. That brings a lot of positivity into your life. The other factor of that is building and having a very strong community, having strength within, like, other people around you, and that connection is super, super important. But with the dragon energy, like, what I'm really, really hearing that for I'm just getting like full body chills. It's something that you need to like meditate with or spend time with. Even like the artwork of dragons and the concept or the feeling or whatever it is, like connecting with dragon energy is going to be like integral for you at this point in time whenever you watch this. Now with the sycamore, that's really beautiful energy. I feel a lot of like ancient lineage there. And I feel like that's why I was saying before with you're very connected to your lineage. The sycamore is one of the oldest species of trees on this earth. Wow. It is a reminder that while we may be going through trials and do not feel strong, we are growing through our determination to endure. So, maybe also sitting with the energy of a sycamore tree, like literally going out and finding one and like being with one. That I've found so much power and beauty in spending time with the actual like plants. Um, I will go on walks and just come across like some really magnificent, beautiful, powerful plants or trees, and I just sit and spend time with them. And my meditations or like whatever it is, however I show up there is always really potent and powerful, like super potent and powerful. So that's great. And then the labradorite stone coming up for this, I feel like a lot of y'all myself because this is resonating very message-wise, but this is a stone that helps with our psychic and intuitive abilities, and it also strengthens and protects our personal energies. It is also a very nurturing stone when going through, like, massive transformation and change, so labradorite is, like, hands down one of my absolute favorite crystals. I would wear it on me forever. I feel like it is just a symbol of growth and change and transformation and doing it in a very, like, stunning way. Like, labradorite is one of my I think it's one of the most beautiful stones. It's one of my favorite stones. Um, so yeah, so great stone to work with right now. Thanks. Oh, and we got 2 more. Okay. Wow. I love this, guys. We have Get Creative. This is a call to a lot of us right now. So a lot of us, there's 2 messages here. Number 1, for those of us who are light workers, we have a tendency, we're in a spot right now where like our work, literally like everything that we do, our gifts to the world and like the things that we find fun and enjoyable, we're realizing like I need to make this my way of life. And for a lot of us, it's figuring out how to do that in a way that is financially lucrative and supportive of ourselves. This is the reminder to do it from a fun and creative place. And I'm just going to bring this next card in. The next card is the Sovereign. So it's knowing that no matter what you do and no matter how you show up, that's what you're meant to be doing. And they're asking you to have fun and be creative and just shine out. Like, look at the angles of every single card that we have here. It's all about like radiating up and out. Okay. I really, really love that. I love that. A lot of you guys do work really well with moon energy. So that's something to keep in mind. Like if you're not already working with moon cycles, that's something that could be very, very important for you to learn how to do. Um, on my Patreon page, it's patreon.com/Kayla Garrettson. I do offer monthly moon rituals. So for the new moon and the full moon, um, you get the whole like ritual, you get a guided meditation, you get stones sent to you. So it is very, very, very beneficial because you start to learn like why it's important. And if you do connect with and work well with moon energy and nature in general, it's something that is very, like very, very beneficial for you as an individual. And with the get creative, it's this backtracking reminder to just be like, yeah, you just have to let your creativity flow and you have to enjoy it. It's not like it's not like a sit down and make sure you have creative time. It's just like getting into a creative flow, finding what that means for you, even if it's like for me personally, I love mugs. I love mugs. Don't know why. I just do. And sometimes going on to the internet and like finding different types of mugs and seeing different types of artwork is very inspiring to me. And that's sometimes like part of my creative flow is I'll just get into something that feels like really good or interesting and I'll just want to learn more about it and see it. Or like my friend Frankie who did this art piece, like she's an artist, art's something that I really connect with. So being able to like look at something like aesthetically and physically and just let myself get drawn in and like ping pong off into different places. And then that just like pushes my own creativity, you know? Artist, it's whatever comes. And I am drinking a little bit of coffee today. Um, just because I've been having a really interesting relationship with it for a while now, and I'm trying to relearn it. I'm trying to understand it a little bit better. Okay, so there's two decks that I have to grab. I'm gonna keep these out and present, and let's see. This will be pretty cool. All right, we're gonna start with this one. So I love this deck, the White Newman Sacred Animal Tarot. This is a really great deck. Really artwork. We're gonna sit here. All right, so it's two very distinct messages. So I guess you could consider this like pile one. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So what they're asking me to do is they're actually, all right, this is different. So if you really resonated with standing out to you, this is I really love this. I love when they like have me do different stuff. For those of you who don't know, I am clairaudient. I am a medium. So they'll start to show me or say like do these different things, you know what I mean? And so it's really cool because they were like, here's the two decks, and they go with these things. And this is the central point we're going to keep coming back to. That everyone truly is connected through and with. It's the connector, but the two messages were really standing out to individual people. So if you really resonated with the Get Creative card, this message is for you. It's really cool. Okay. You guys are just on the precipice of a completely new life. It's really beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful, I don't think you even understand. Wow. You are creators, you are healers, you are givers, you are nurturers, you are builders, you are very spiritual people. You do work really well with the moon cycles. And you come from this place of lightness. You come from this place of just pure, like, symbiosis with others and nature and yourself. And it's this connective life force energy for you. Like, the white Newman is just this message of like this big brand new rebirth and this like stunning new life. And you could be Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. You could have a lot of earth energy in your chart. But either way, there's this, it's all encompassing, right? It's all of the elements. It's the earth, it's the air, it's the water, it's the fire. It's just this perfect balance, this beautiful, beautiful balance. And what they're asking right now is for you to really, you're in a process of letting go. And it's hard. It's actually really, it's like, it's difficult for some of you. It's just difficult. Like, you're really learning how to let go of your concepts and ideas around creativity and what that means for you and how it resonates with you and who it makes you and how you identify with it or not. um, there are emotional and mental processes that want to cycle out with regards to your like connection to and knowledge of creativity and how that connects to you as an individual. It is. Oh, this is a really long-term thing. You have to make sure that you're being patient with yourself, right? Because we have, the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups reversed. And we have the Four of Swords. It's this reminder that it's a journey, it's a process. You need to be gentle with yourself and rest as you need to. Don't rush through it. Don't push yourself through it. Don't think you should or shouldn't be doing anything. Like, you don't fight it. Just don't fight it. It's this feeling of like really almost being held hostage. Like, you feel like you're just being held where you are right now and you just feel really stuck. Maybe you feel stuck creatively and you're just racking your brain and you're like, I want to do stuff. I want to do all these things and I have all these ideas, but I don't know what to do with them. And I'm not doing this or whatever. Like, really come into a space of connecting with yourself and your passions. This is a call to do a lot of sacral chakra work for those of you. I am very, very strongly resonating with this pile personally. So just so you know, I will be taking a lot of this to heart. I already am. It's very strong. And for, those of you who are going through something right now where you just feel like you're actually like in your new life and you're like, oh, I'm here. Like, I'm here, I made it. But what do I do now? It's about figuring it out and it's okay. And you're being called to come into connection with your passions and your drive and like the things that, you know, the things that do light you up and like bring you together with yourself. You're being called to do more of that, whether that's getting out in nature or create, like literally get creative. Let's see what the get creative message is here, because I feel like there's a few things that might actually be really useful. It is the water card. So, it does have a lot to do with emotions. You could be a water sign. Crow, iris, and orange calcite. Okay, so crow um is one of my animals personally. I am surrounded by them. They are definitely a very strong connective guide for me right now. So, the crow teaches us how to approach our current life with a creative edge. They have an incredibly keen eye for problem solving and using innovative ways to meet their needs. They have been known to make their own tools and use the world around them to their advantage, i.e., dropping a nut in the road so it'll get run over and cracked open when it's proved too hard for their beak. Maybe you're not feeling inspired to tackle new projects. That's fine. Call upon crow as an ally in meeting your current life with an inventive outlook. Iris. The iris flower teaches us how to use our feelings as a gateway to artistic expression. They come in all colors of the rainbow spectrum and often look like they have been painted themselves. I don't know about y'all, but as someone who is an artist, I say that about myself. I am an artist and I know that. I always have been, I always will be. Connecting with your emotions is one of the coolest ways to make art, and I think it is the way that creates the most moving art. Art's subjective, right? So you don't want to say it's like the best art. It's artwork that, like I was bringing up before, like the things that just move you and inspire you and make you think and make you feel. You have I shouldn't say anyone has to, but connecting with your emotional self is the best way to create very like pungent art. And that's really cool. Even if they're the super low feelings or the super high feelings, either way, just allowing yourself to do something creative and that really stems from a place of like joy. I have the window open, which feels amazing, but it's very chilly. But it just feels so good. I love it. Fall is finally here. It's gonna get up to 78 here in Iowa though, so it's like, is it fall though? The mornings are fall like, so I appreciate that. Orange calcite, which is funny, honestly, because I've had a piece of orange calcite on my desk for a couple of days now, and I know why. I'm a little slow. Orange calcite is like a ray of sunshine that can pierce through all stagnancy and reinvigorate our passion for life. It is helpful when we have childhood wounds around creativity, but can also support creatives who have reached a block in their projects. Oof. Call upon orange calcite when you have limiting beliefs or ingrained patterns that hold you back from your creative potential. Yeah, so fun fact, I resonate with that super hard because as a child, I was super creative and I was super like I totally saw and believed in like fairies and like unicorns and all these things. I was out in the woods playing with animals and dirt all the time and creating things for myself and creating a world and like, little forts and things and just always playing with my toy animals. Like I just loved everything nature and I still do. But that was my realm for creativity. And as I got older, I got into singing and I got into theater and music and that and like even other forms of art. Photography has been an art form for me for so long. I love painting and drawing and throughout my life it was encouraged. But in the moments where I felt the most expressive, it was stifled. I feel the most expressive when I can sing. Singing is a very healing, expressive experience for me. It really fills my heart space. It helps me connect with that heart space in ways that like that I can't with anything else. It is like one of my main tools. And I was told all the time, like, stop singing out loud, don't do this, blah blah blah. So I definitely have some shit there that, when you pay attention to it, you're just like, ah, damn, that's where that comes from. But it makes it easy. It makes the letting go process a little easier. So I feel like if you picked this first pile, you are in the midst of realizing that you can recreate yourself. You can tap back into that creativity. You can connect with and heal those parts of yourself that need it. Um, it's just really powerful. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it on Instagram just because I'm like, damn. I mean, y'all will hear this whenever you need to hear it, but oof. These messages be hitting hard. And plus nobody's in here right now, so I don't really feel bad about taking a break for a second. What filter should we use? Ooh, that one's nice. If you're watching this like later on, I do apologize, but no one's in here right in this now moment, so I'm like, it's fine. Ah. Take this time to listen to these beautiful birds. I am so grateful to have so many birds around. It's just so healing. Cool. My story was shared. Now, why does this ever happen with y'all where like one of them gets seen and then some of them don't? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So that's for pile number one. That's really fantastic. Honestly, I'm bummed because I have two pieces of orange calcite and they're out there, and I'm like, shit. Wish I could be like holding them right now. I would also just like to note really quick that um because I'm thinking about it a lot lately. I do create custom crystal pendants and I'm feeling very called to be creating more. So if you're watching this at any point, make sure that you reach out to me, whether it's on here or my email or my website or my Instagram. I love creating custom pieces and I'm very excited to be trying some new things. I'm doing like, I already do like the macrame wrapping, but I'm doing wire wrapping too and like playing with different sizes and beads and stuff. It's just very fun to cultivate and create that. Um, okay. Hmm. The last message that came through is it's just like the reason that you're not moving forward is because you haven't moved through that and like left it yet because you're still feeling like really sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Call upon your strength. Get into that dragon energy. Call it a day. Cool. That makes sense. I was just like, oh wow, okay. That had to come out like this one went out kicking and screaming. I feel like that's how readings have to go for me though, is it has to be like really in my face and be like making a point. Okay, so now we have the second pile, the sovereign. So if you felt like you really resonated with this card, let's go ahead and read the message around that so we can, get a little bit more connected. Ooh. So first of all, it's on page 111 and it's an ether card. So that to me already is very like, hey. It's very spiritual. So I do feel that people who come to my channel already have like a very deep connection to their spirituality and then they're and make it stronger and make it healthier. So that is actually I realized recently that is one of my two highest values is spiritual health. So clarity and spiritual health are my two highest values. That is what drives me as a coach and my business. And it makes me really happy to be able to focus on that in my everyday life for myself so that I can bring it and share it to others in like ways that are really like life changing, truly life changing. Um, so yeah, if you pick this pile, you guys are focused on your spiritual health right now, that connection, that knowingness of who and what you are, and maybe there's just like one little thing that you're like trying to figure out or something might be missing. Okay, cool. The sovereign card invites us to activate the leader, visionary, and enthusiast within us. It is time to welcome in passion and fire while creating structure that allows for you to nurture your dreams. The fire energy's coming through strong here. There's like one more like hurrah that has to happen for everyone before we really head into winter. I feel like there's this like burst and this push for something else to come into existence and be done before we start to slow down a little bit more. Sovereign creates a container which allows for growth within themselves and others. What did I just say? I love this. They approach situations with a no bullshit attitude and may come across as harsh to some people. Their strong boundaries and opinions may even be intimidating to others, but in reality, it is their way of nurturing. I feel that. They have no interest in appeasing others simply to keep them comfortable. They will continue to push those around them so that they can grow. The sovereign also calls us to create structure. From a place of structure, the sovereign knows that life runs more smoothly, allowing for the manifestation of true success, security, and happiness. Where in your life do you continually find chaos? I will read that again, and I would highly recommend you write it down and journal on it. Where in your life do you continually find chaos? Where are your energy and resources getting sapped? The sovereign invites you to examine those situations practically and cut out what is no longer serving you. This is not a time for being sentimental or nostalgic. The sovereign is realistic about what is needed and gets it done, knowing that it makes room for true peace. I'm freaking mind blown, if I'm being completely honest, because this is a really beautiful divide that we have. This is a really beautiful balancing divide, and I am like consistently mind blown by how everything just connects so perfectly and wonderfully. And that's just how that is the nature of all that is. Balance. We're in Libra season right now. I love the bird confirmation. We are being called to balance our scales. Some of us creatives have been way too heavy in this energy, and it has just not been working with us because we are just not even focused on our creativity. And for some of us, we've been trying too hard to be in this space of like flow, when in reality, we need some structure and we need some like no shit, like no bullshit boundaries. They're both very, very important. Can you? Okay. I don't know who this one's for yet, but there's another deck that I have to pull out. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go get that really quick. That's funny. It's just weird how this stuff works. But I really just want it to be, yes, give me light. You just got to like block the window. And I'm not even sure what kind of jasper this is. Like 99% sure it's jasper though, but it's like this really pretty red and pink. Very grounding, but also very like loving. Oh, there's a pair of lungs on this stone. That's wild. Breath work. Some of you could be getting called to do more like, just look at that. Can you see that? Look at that. It's like a fucking pair of lungs. Holy shit. Some of you could really be getting called to do breath work, receive a breath work session. If you are interested in somatic release breath work, my best friend Monica is hands down like you have to. She realized this. She was like, this is who I am and what I need to teach. This is my avenue. And damn. Okay. So I would really, really, really recommend reaching out to her to receive a breathwork ceremony from her, to receive that like knowledge and experience and healing is absolutely life-changing. I personally received a breathwork ceremony from the man that she actually like learned from and was certified from. And that changed my life. 100% changed my life. I was able to, after that, I was fully able to embody myself and understand how to receive. I'm almost 30 years old, and that's something that I had never been able to do before. So that changed my life. And I know for a fact that it changed hers too. So it is powerful medicine. So if you're feeling called to breath work, Monica Lombardo, you need to reach out to her, get in touch with me. I'll get you her contact info. She's at Monica Mind Body Spirit on Instagram. I feel like some of you need to connect with her and do some breath work, and I feel like that will actually do a lot of good clearing for you. All right, so the next few messages we have coming through. This is interesting. So you could have a lot of earth in your chart as well, actually. So funny enough, she's a Taurus. You could be Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Um, Rochelle, you keep coming to mind too. So if you watch this, um, there's so much foundation that has been built. It's just very interesting though, because they're showing me that like, oh, okay, there's everybody. What's up with this? We have the Tower as well. But what I love about the Tower in this deck is like how strong and beautiful and foundational it is. And to me, and this is how I read the Tower most of the time, especially upright, it is like the most beautiful opportunity you could possibly ask for. It's about that integrity. It's about that foundation. Ooh, okay. You guys might be going through another, if not your first one, another ego death. But it is like purely for the sake of coming to a place of like building a new foundation for yourself. I think you're realizing a lot in your life right now. I think that you're coming to a point where like, you know, your Tower moment, you might have a couple things happen. I feel like it's not just one thing. You're really like your emotional self is getting a reboot. You know, with Queen of Cups reversed, it's just like, hey, like, have you been focused on your happiness? Like, have you been doing things that make you feel good? Have you been giving to yourself? Have you been like fulfilling your wants and needs and doing things that are emotionally healing for you? Because with the Death card reversed, it's just like this is really, I mean, this is freaking heavy duty energy because they're basically saying that like you're gonna get like pushed into this new reality and you have to go through another ego death because there's no other way for you to learn. um they're just like you can't keep like suffocating and sacrificing your happiness because you can't give your gifts to the world if you keep living the way you're living. This is coming through like really strong, so I'm just gonna do my best to okay, you guys are so protected. You are so protected. You could also have Aries in your chart. It could be Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Yeah, so honestly, Sam and Monica, if you guys pick this one, I wouldn't be surprised. But um, you guys are so protected. It's not even funny. You are so surrounded, and they're just begging and asking you to commune with those who make you happy. Do what makes you happy. Do the things that bring you joy and bring balance and stability into your life. Like, you have it all already. You have all of it. So they're just like, wake up and see it and like be present with it. There's like so much worry and concern for the future. And they're like, fucking stop. Like, there's someone who's yelling over it. They're like, yeah, like it's time. It's time. It's time to move past this, like, feeling like you constantly have to be coming up with new stuff or doing something different or whatever. It's like, just go back to what you know is good for you because there's a difference, right? Like you have learned what is not good for you and what's not serving you. So with the Ace of Swords reversed, what I'm getting here is actually very interesting. Like, it's an interesting reversal. It's almost like, hey, backtrack. Backtrack. You don't need any new ideas right now. You need to actually like be present in a space of like understanding that you already know what's good for you and you have to follow through with that. These are like, feels kind of harsh, but I feel like that's what needs to happen. Okay. That's why the other the other deck does want to come out. It's going to end with a soothing message, but yeah, right now they want you to come from a place of like very grounded, like present joy and like exploration and like childlike energy. I just want the sun to, I should probably just be facing one of these windows. I know better. Um, just being more explorative, you know what I mean? That's really, really important for you right now. And just being really present and childlike. You need a little bit more of that, or a lot more of that in your life right now. Um, and then something gentler wants to come out of here. So we'll see who or what this is. And I feel like it has a good amount to do with like a spirit guide for you. So there's some kind of spiritual message that wants to come through from this one. Okay. You guys keep getting, the Four of Pentacles. So that's come up twice now. All right. So it's about like having control and being secure and like needing that in your life. And I heard them say, turn it upright, because it came out reversed. So let's see. Feathers, here we go. So the Four of Crystals, control and security. It's a beaver. So a lot of beaver energy. And I did feel that. I was like, I feel like the animal energy is going to be pretty potent for you guys. Putting his skills to good use, Beaver builds a solid foundation. You guys are being called to really rebuild yourselves right now. There's just something here that's like, you know, if you're moving, if you're setting up a new space, if you're like, you need structure and you need to allow yourself to like come into that place of building a solid foundation for yourself. There is some emotional healing that needs to be done. There is like some sort of big ego death. There's a lot of internal work that's about to really come to a head. And it's in order for you to actually, truly come to a space where you can build a good foundation for yourself. Because I think that you think you've been doing that, but you haven't been. There is something that still needs to be destroyed on the inside in order for you to like actually create your personal foundation. He puts a great deal of effort and planning into bringing order into his life. Reaping the rewards of his accomplishments, Beaver reaches his prospective goals and practices sound judgment in organizing his haven. At the same time, he realizes that even a solid foundation can be altered. He maintains the control he can, knowing that he may need to make adjustments along the way. So Beaver is here to remind you that by working from a place of trust rather than force, you'll have more energy to meet your goals and shape the life you desire. Hold fast to your resourcefulness and solidify your awareness of your inner power. Damn. Stability, success, security, control, organization, vitality, endurance. Take those and make some mantras and daily affirmations for yourself and say them every fucking day until you believe them. I am stable, or I attract stability into my life. I am successful. Success feels good. This is how I define success. I am secure. I attract security into my life. Like, I have a healthy understanding and connection and relationship with control. I am organized. I, magnetize organization into my life. Like any of these things, however you want to say it, it's like these words are ingrained in who you are as an individual, and the universe wants you to really fucking own it. Like, truly own it. There's definitely like some stubborn energy here. So the feathers that I just ruffled, that's sorry, not sorry. Because it had to come through like that. And we're coming back to the strength card. That personal inner strength. We're at 45 minutes, and I planned on an hour. I also said that I wouldn't push it if it wasn't necessary. I'm just making sure I'm like looking at like, hello, does anyone else need to speak? Does anyone else need to say anything? Okay. All right. So there's two more decks and then we'll call it and we'll be good. Um, we're gonna pull two cards that will talk about what you need to focus on for pile one and pile two. I know we got the big message of get creative and like being in the sovereign and the structure, but there's some like energy aspects. I'll just get it and we'll talk about it. Okay, so I love that this Therapets deck has been coming out so much lately. It's been coming up for like a lot of my TikTok videos. It's like everyone just needs a little like cute emotional support animal right now. So, ooh, yeah, no, not that one. Okay. This is one of my absolute favorite artists. For decks, how do you pronounce it? Yeah, Barbieri. It's like Paolo Barbieri. He's just one of my favorite like fantasy art illustrators. Okay, right out the gate. You could have Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising in your chart as well if you're watching this. But this is, so first and foremost, this is for pile number one. So if you resonated with the Get Creative card, again, like the emotional stuff coming to a forefront. But you guys, let's talk about the energy that you can tap into and learn from and utilize in order to bring some more balance into your life right now. Like happy Libra season. Aries, I am that fiery, new, spring-like, beginning type energy. Embody the fuck out of it, fam. I love that. And you could have Aries in your chart too. So it's just funny because I am pile one. I have Aries moon, I have Cancer rising, and it's that fresh start. It's that new beginning. It's that pushing forward and like rocketing off and focusing on that like boss creative rebirth, new, just, oh God, I love Aries energy so much. It's so good. So that's where you need to like maybe sit with that energy and feel it out for yourself, see how it plays a part in your life, and, you know, figure out how you can use that to balance your creative, getting creative side. Now, if you pick pile number two, the Sovereign, I don't know why chickens are coming through so strong right now. That's actually kind of funny. Y'all got Scorpio. Interesting. So you could have Scorpio in your chart. You could be like close with someone who's a Scorpio. This light is just not it. There we go. That's funny because you're being called to more structure, but it's because there's this like deep emotional well that needs to be like dredged. Transformation, growth, change. This is where you need to focus your energy in order to create the structure for yourself. And that's some heavy duty, no joke. I know. I live in life. um, so that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Now you guys have a really good understanding of maybe like who to turn to right now. Like pile one, you might need more Aries energy in your life. Pile two, you might need more Scorpio energy in your life. Literally, this motorcycle, that guy has been taking his bike out like every day this week. I mean, I probably would too. It's been beautiful out, but it's just funny because it's always at like the worst times or the best time. I don't know. You tell me. Now, last but not least, and we'll just close this out with a Therapets card because they cute as hell. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a little like oracle for the soul. It's like, please just tell me I'm doing okay and give me some support. And they're all really cute. So what's one that we all need before we close out this reading? What is one that is all encompassing for everybody who watches this? There's two. Oof. Your struggle is not an indication of failure. Hang on, I'll pull this back here so you can see it. The owl energy is really beautiful too. Very psychic, very intuitive. This is personally, owl energy's been coming through very strong for me. So I guess this is, if you really, I guess like people really resonated with either pile. Um, so I'm feeling pile number one again for this. Pile number two, it's going to be okay. With this sweet little puppy. And it is, like, come on now, you can't look at that freaking face. It is, it's going to be okay. I love the energy of these two together. I love the colors and just it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So, thank you to whoever watches this. Thank you for taking the time to listen to what you needed and, integrate some new energy for yourself and to, tap into something that's bigger than you. We're all in this together, like we really are. And the more we can be supportive of each other, just the better it's going to be. I feel like we're all going through a lot of really similar stuff. And a lot of times there's like things that pop up that like segregate that. And I'm like not super into that vibe. I think that everyone's just at different points in their lives and we need to honor that as best as we can and just be supportive of each other and come from the most loving place possible. So, with that being said, I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are interested in checking out my Patreon, I offer weekly energy updates. And it's cool because the more people we get into that container, the more like intricate and detailed the updates get. And I am like living for it lately. I fucking love it. And I also do create moon rituals every month and we can do live one-on-one readings. So some, and it's a really discounted price for like everything all together. So, feel free to check that out. It's patreon.com/Kayla Garrettson. I will be getting my new website up and running soon. So what is this, October 9th? So yeah, my new website with all my stuff is going to be on it very soon. I'm just really grateful and excited. And you can reach out to me on Instagram. That's @getraw_with Kayla. You can DM me to set up an individual reading. We can set up a consult call about coaching. Just check out the content. I'm cultivating um, a community there and seeing what we can do with that space while we can. I feel like just connecting through the space that everyone's on as much as possible and then seeing like, okay, like who wants to like move into a better space, with between my website and with Patreon. I just want to create and cultivate a really solid community like off of social media, somewhere where we can all really actually connect. So it's very important to me. But anyway, I hope you guys just have a magical weekend. And if you watch this today when it launches, but whenever you get to watch this, whenever you get to hear the messages, please comment below. Let me know which side you resonated with and which area you need to work on more. I would especially love that because it would give me an idea of like what type of content to create with regards to like, sending out some meditations. And when I start writing my email lists a little bit more, I do plan on doing that frequently. Yeah, just comment below. Let me know which category you fall into. And I can also like reach out to you and like do personalized guided meditations with you. That would be super rad too. Creating the pendants, like that's really important to me as well. It gives me an idea of like what people really need. And I want to provide what is needed. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Sending you a lot of love and all the best vibes.